What's up, gamers? The day's finally arrived. It's Switch 2 day, and I can't wait to open this up and check it out. Let's get into it. I pre-ordered my Switch 2 from Walmart, and they guaranteed it would be here by 9 a.m. on launch day, and they didn't disappoint. It got here at 5:48 this morning, and it showed up, and I picked up the bags. I was like, there's something extra in here. And inside they had a reusable shopping bag with a can of Pringles and a Coca-Cola. And a thank you note that says, thank a you, like Mario saying, thank a you. Level up with these game-ready snacks while you play. I thought that was a really nice touch, just to put a little extra something in there. I think saying thank you goes a long way, so good job, Walmart, on that. Not only did you get me the Switch 2 on time, even earlier than I expected, actually, but you also threw in a little extra gift, and that's pretty awesome. Along with the Switch 2, I also got the Pro Controller, and I think I'm actually going to open it first to build the anticipation. Got my handy dandy pocket knife here. All these boxes have a matte finish, by the way. There's no extra gloss on any of them. And here we have the charging cable, USB-A to USB-C, and the controller itself wrapped in some nice foam. Oh, ooh, that feels really nice. I always really liked the Pro Controller for the fact that it had these extra large face buttons, and I'm really glad that they kept that for this version. You can see them there. They are fairly similar in terms of size. I think the shape is a little bit different on the grips. I think that this Switch 2 is actually a little thinner. There they are on the back. I've gotten so much use out of this Pro Controller. It's kind of crazy, but you can hear the original, those sticks right there. How much quieter are these? That's crazy. It almost feels like it's rubber hitting rubber, and I don't know why, because it doesn't feel like rubber. It feels like plastic to the touch, but it sounds like rubber padding hitting rubber padding. Huh. That is so interesting. Triggers feel a little loose or something. I don't know. Not bad, just different than these. The bumpers feel good. Face button, D-pad feels pretty good. Not bad. The sticks, though, the sticks feel fantastic. The plus and minus buttons are raised now, which I actually like. I always thought they were a little too shallow on the original Pro Controller. I don't know if you can see that there, but they are raised off of the top, which is really nice. I like that change. And then, of course, we have our C button here in the middle for communicating with our friends. Love, absolutely love that they added a 3.5mm headphone jack into the Pro Controller this generation, and programmable back buttons. I believe this is the first time we've had a first-party controller with back buttons like this, so that's really awesome to see. But these sticks really do feel absolutely excellent. Can't wait for more people to get to try this out. This feels like a really great controller. I think I'm going to enjoy this one a lot. But on to the main event. Let's get into this Switch 2. A little bit of tape right there. Instructions right on top. Plug it in, set it up. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. Oh, you can tell immediately that these are heavier. The Joy-Con is heavier than the original Joy-Con. Don't know how I feel about these joysticks as much as I just raved about the Pro Controller. They're definitely wider. Let's keep going. I like that the face buttons are bigger. Plus and minus feels good. The capture buttons and stuff down here feel great too. Home button feels good. These buttons are way better. The SL and SR on the inside, that's so much better than they used to be. I think the triggers and bumpers feel more or less the same. This is obviously heavier too. Much bigger. Wow. Wow. That looks so clean. You can see your card slot there on top, your headphone jack, your USB-C port, fan, power button, volume button, your intakes down here on the bottom, and your other USB-C port. And then, of course, you can see the Nintendo brand right in there, maybe, if it'll focus. And this reminding you that the plus side goes up here, and then these little pin connectors here for the Joy-Con. They do have a very, very small amount of give, probably to help them not break. Let's try this out. Yeah, you can remove it without pushing that button, but it's in there very secure. Doesn't have much give to it. Let's try pushing the button. Oh yeah, okay. So really this kind of acts as like a fulcrum, I guess. Like it just kind of pushes the top away and disengages those magnets. I think that's really nice. It's very satisfying. There it is, the Nintendo Switch 2. There's the back. Got that Switch 2 logo on there with that giant number 2. Okay, hang on. Underneath here, we have our scratch-off code for Mario Kart World and some other documentation and our HDMI cable. And don't forget these little guys for your Joy-Con so you can go into mouse mode. You're going to need those. My desk is too small. I need a bigger desk for this kind of stuff. Here we have our charging brick. That's pretty hefty. That's a pretty hefty charging brick. That's bigger than an iPhone charging brick and heavier too. I believe it's a 60-watt charger, but pretty hefty. Has a Nintendo brand on it. That's pretty cool. So, weirdly, this is glossy. Everything else has a matte finish, except for this part of this controller dock. Let's try that out real quick. They slot in there the exact same magnetically. Oh yeah, that's not so bad. It definitely feels like, since these are larger, it definitely feels like there's a lot more unused real estate here than it did on the original one. But I'd say this is comfort-wise very similar to the original Switch. You could definitely get by playing like this, even though it's not going to be as great as the Pro Controller experience. You could definitely get by using the Joy-Con grips here, and then just detach. See how easy that is? You can do that at the same time, both of them at the same time. You couldn't do that with the original one because you had to push the button and slide it off. I mean, you could, but it was more difficult. This is so easy. Very cool. And then the final thing in here is the dock. Also has that Switch 2 branding on the front of it. A couple of USB-A ports over here on the side. The back doesn't just fold down, it comes completely off, so it's not really attached there. But then you see you have your built-in LAN port, which is awesome, HDMI out, and your USB-C port for your charging, and of course ventilation across here for the built-in fan that this has. That's kind of flimsy feeling. I mean, I'm barely putting any pressure on this at all. Don't like that. There's a little LED light here to indicate that it's on. Of everything that I've opened here, this feels the cheapest just because, I mean, it really does feel, that's weirdly flimsy. Let's get this box out of the way. Let's go ahead and try sliding it into the dock. Feels very similar to the original Switch. Definitely sticks up more out of the top of the dock though than the original Switch did. Let's see that there. Hopefully sliding it in and out of the dock doesn't scratch the screen like the original Switch did. Do you remember that? That was not a good look, Nintendo. Let's go ahead and turn it on, but I might wait and do a second video with some gameplay because this one's starting to feel a little long. Nintendo logo. Ooh. A nice little startup sound. Startup music, actually. View that user agreement. Just make sure I read all of this real carefully. Not going to show you my internet password. The buttons feel really good. A satisfying click, I think. And it connected to my Wi-Fi really quickly. System update data will now be downloaded. Time zone. You can use your Switch 2 console in a variety of play styles to suit when, where, and how you'd like to play. Yeah, we already went over that, man. Oh, they're walking me through a tutorial. I have to do this. They're making me do this to move forward. That's crazy. I will connect to a TV later, thank you. I want to skip that. Oh, it's doing all that while it downloads that update in the background. While it's doing that, I want to check out this kickstand. I forgot about it. That is tight. That feels great. Oh my goodness, that is so sturdy. We all remember this guy, right? This guy right here. This guy is not sturdy at all. This is terrible. This was a terrible design. This is fantastic. Oh my goodness, so many different angles. Update complete. All right, so right off the bat, it wants me to transfer my system. And if I have a micro SD Express card, it wants me to put that in first. I don't though, I did not get one of those yet. Sign into my Nintendo account and it gives me a passcode. So you will have to update your Switch 1 to the latest OS, then go to System Settings, all the way down to System, and to System Transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. And it walks you through all of this here. All right, I do not like the System Transfer on this Nintendo. Bad job here, because I have to transfer all of my save data from like my kids' save files to this, and you can only transfer it right now. If I set it up without transferring, it says I can't do it later. It will copy my stuff because I have a Nintendo account, but it completely removes my kids' accounts from the original Switch, which I do not want to do. And you have to make the choice right now when you're setting it up. To me, that's kind of an L on Nintendo's part. I don't know why I need to move everything over from my Switch 1. I would like to continue to use my Switch 1. So I'm kind of disappointed in that, but I guess I'm going to go ahead and do the transfer because it doesn't really give you a choice unless I go in and create Nintendo accounts for my kids. Decided not to transfer everything from the original Switch. So here we go. The little setup music was really nice. I wonder if that means the eShop will have music. We'll find out. So when you go to the virtual game cards, it will pull up all of your purchases and you can download them from here. And there's the new eShop. Definitely has a new look and seems to load a little faster. Hopefully that stays true throughout the generation because the Switch 1 eShop was okay when it first launched, but man, the more games they added, the slower that thing got, and it chugs now. It is a pain to use. One of the differences on the eShop is that the wish list is now right on the homepage instead of being hidden under your account. And also they added a For You recommendation setting, which is pretty cool. And then when you go to the bestseller section, it has a Nintendo Switch 2 tab and a Switch 1 tab. And then when you go to a game, it starts a preview. Really quickly, I might add, of each of those games, which is really neat. You can get a video preview now instead of just, like this one's just screenshots. So I guess you get to choose, but some of these have video previews, which is awesome. Setting up this thing is actually a chore, and you do basically need a smartphone because you're going to have to log into your Nintendo account and scan QR codes like multiple times. Even to set up GameChat, you actually have to have a phone number and register that with GameChat in order to set it up. And I get that Nintendo doesn't want kids to be in situations that might bring backlash on them as a company. So I understand that, you know, they want the parent or the guardian to set this up for the kid and agree to the end user agreement. That way they're protecting themselves. But I've been trying to set this up for over an hour and haven't played a game yet. So just know that going in, that this is going to take some time. You're going to have to read some stuff and whatever. So I've only been able to get one game to download so far because everybody's trying to download stuff. So it's taking a long time. But new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe did have a update. And man, those speakers, let's take a quick listen here to the speakers. They sound really clean. Definitely a huge improvement over the Switch 1. But this got a free visual update or whatever. Yeah, this looks fantastic. And you know what? The haptics feel really good too. They're subtle. The colors on the screen are really vibrant. No. It's okay. But that's been a quick look at the Switch 2. I gotta get this thing set up so I can start playing some games. It's taken forever to download. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video. Make sure you check out the next one though, because I'll be checking out some of these games to see how they perform. But in the meantime, let me know any questions you have about the Switch 2 in the comments below. Stay kind and encouraging out there, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.